everyone, I'm Kira reporting for GT Secrets. I'm sure you're familiar with Georgia Tech's O'Keefe building, and I'm sure you've heard of O'Keefe Gym, where our volleyball team plays. But did you know that it used to be a high school? On today's episode, we're exploring memories of O'Keefe High. Let's check it out! O'Keefe High School first opened in 1923 on what is now the north end of campus. The school also included O'Keefe Gym, which now houses our Georgia Tech volleyball team and their facilities. We were able to speak with Mrs. Jean Ray, an alumna of O'Keefe High, and listen to her stories about life at O'Keefe during the early 60s. She told us that O'Keefe was grades 8 through 12 and was a small, pleasant high school to attend. She cheered on the Fighting Irish at the football games, which were played at Grady High's field, along with many other Atlanta area schools, because Grady was one of the few that actually had a field. While at O'Keefe, Mrs. Ray took a home ec class along with the other girls, while the boys took a shop class. Of course, this was the norm in the 60s, but one day, one of the girls asked to take shop instead, and she did. But this wasn't the only time O'Keefe High brought forth change. In 1964, O'Keefe was integrated, making it a place where many kids had their first interactions with people of different races. This allowed people to form relationships that had almost been impossible before. The O'Keefe building has been involved in the military for many, many years. It currently houses Georgia Tech's ROTC administrative offices, but O'Keefe High also had an ROTC of its own. Many of the students at O'Keefe joined the military after graduation and served in Vietnam. O'Keefe ended up closing its doors as a high school in 1973. However, it was able to reopen as a middle school just a short time after closing. The middle school lasted for a decade until Georgia Tech took over the property and use of the buildings. Today, in addition to serving as Tech's ROTC office, the O'Keefe building functions as the Georgia Tech Language Institute. Each semester, people from all over the world come here to learn English and gain an immersive experience of Western culture, continuing O'Keefe's history of education and broadening perspectives. Thanks for listening. I'm Kira, and this has been GT Secrets. See you next time. Shh.